Hi, this is Courtney, and I want to take a little bit of time here to help you get unstuck financially. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So the first thing, I help a lot of people, and I have helped a lot of people with personal finance. It is not my career. It just happens to be something that I'm good at, and I've been doing for a long time. These are mindset issues that I see a lot, that people just want to get down to brass tacks and think about what they have to do. But the fact is, you do nothing without your mind. Your mind controls your mouth, it controls what you do, how you think, how you act. And so these mind shift issues are important to you moving forward. The first thing you need to do is get pen and paper and write down and accept in your mind responsibility for where you are right now. It doesn't matter if you got a divorce. These are things I've gone through. It doesn't matter if your business partner screwed you. It doesn't matter if the bank screwed you or whatever happened. You have to accept responsibility. I'm in this position right now. I did not foresee this person behaving this way, or I did not foresee getting a divorce. It is what it is. So we accept it as it is today. The next thing is we have to be in the now. We have to face the situation where we are in the now. Where are we right now? And right now, where we might be is in a situation where we have not enough money to pay the bills. So you need to write everything down, all discretionary spending, everything, your mortgage, everything. You have to know where you are, even if you're negative every month. Because this is the excuse I get a lot from people. There's not enough money for me to make a budget because I'm negative. No, you have to know how much negative you are. We happened to be $1,400 negative, and I did a budget every month. And some months it would be less, some months it would be more, but I would know how much money we were negative. That way, you know what you have to make. So you go out there and you're not just kind of like, randomly trying to figure out how much money you have to make. You've got to figure out what you need to make. So in our situation, my ex-husband and I, we had to take second jobs and we had to sell our house. And so that was a really hard process, and I just simplified it into one sentence, but it was tough. We had 3 little kids at the time. You need to focus on the goal. Recently, I helped my mom sell her condo. She's in the middle of it right now. She's buying another house. There's a retirement community near us where houses are about 2/3 of the cost they are in our city, which is a tourist city. And so I sat down with her. We did her budget. We realized there was nothing that we could do other than a few minor tweaks, and she would still be far over budget. So her biggest expense was her housing, which was about almost 50% of what she was making every month. I told her we had to sell her house, and she could use the equity on that to buy another house. So that's what she's doing, and her payments are going to be cut by around $400 a month, which she was negative between $300 and $500 a month. She may still have to make a few little tweaks, but I think that some of her other bills are going to go down when she moves out to this place. So you have to focus on the goal. The goal for her was to sell her condo to get to have less monthly expenses. And then you have to figure out what those steps are. Now, none of this is easy. This is hard. My mom had been working on this condo for years. She had fixed it up just the way she wanted it. And all of a sudden, it looked really good to her when she started having to think about moving. But the fact is, she just couldn't afford it. She did not have enough money, and she was going to have to get a job at 70 if she didn't do this. So she had to make some hard choices. So you take the steps appropriate. It may be selling things. It may be cutting out subscriptions that you have. It may be not taking that vacation that you wanted to take. It may be selling your car. It may be selling your house. You have to figure out the steps, and then you need to write down those action steps, things you can do. So there will be big ones and little ones. Little ones might be, I'm going to take my clothes and sell them at the resale shop. I'm going to take things to the auction. I'm going to have a yard sale. I'm going to sell things that I own. I'm going to look for a job that I can do today to make some money. I'm going to look for a full-time job. You write down all those action steps, and every day you do one thing minimally that will get you further ahead. And this is something I've done myself. I've done it. I've had to do it. I did it when we were broke. I did it when I got divorced. I did it when I lost child support because the kids were growing. Did it when I lost alimony because because alimony was a certain amount of time. I had used my inheritance to help put my ex-husband through school and had put my own career on hold. So when I got divorced, I was making $15,000 a year. So I can tell you from experience that I know a lot about this. Then you take action today. So let's say today I need to make some money. Instead of being on here, what I would be doing is I would be going through my house and putting things on Marketplace right now. I would be calling a friend and saying, hey, looking at the weather, can you have a yard sale in 2 weeks? And I would be gathering up as much stuff as I could to have a yard sale. I would then be scanning Indeed, Facebook, any kind of online jobs, forums to find a job. Right now I work full-time Monday through Friday, but my job is over at 5 o'clock each day. I might go do some home health on the weekends or at night. I would just do what I had to do. I might go work a front desk somewhere to get to a point where I had enough money coming in to pay my bills while I was doing the bigger things like selling the house. Or for me, I have a car that's paid off. Let's say we had something happened and I didn't have any money, but I had my house and my car. I have quite a bit of equity in my house and I don't owe anything on my car. But let's say that I got hurt and I couldn't work and I had no money in the bank and something happened to my husband. I would have to sell my house and sell my car. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting on that to happen, I'm going to do all of those other things to try to scrimp and save by. I'm going to avoid any purchases that I cannot afford. So we're going to go down to bare essentials. This is another thing I see people say, I deserve it. Or because of this, and this, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing that's discretionary, even though I can't pay my bills. No, paying our bills and keeping a roof over our head and our lights on is more important than that vacation, that purse, or anything else that you want. And again, I see this a lot. People are struggling and they want to make themselves feel better. So they'll do a discretionary expense hoping that something's going to come through. The thing is, when you avoid that discretionary expense and you're spending your time doing things to get out of this rut, you start to develop a sense of pride about yourself again, and that fuels you to get further along down the road where you're not in this rut anymore. You deserve to not be in a rut. You deserve to not worry about your electric bill. You deserve to not worry about where your next meal is coming from. You don't deserve a Starbucks Frappuccino. We don't do anything to deserve that. We can make that at home. Yes, if you get to a point where you're making enough money and all your bills are covered and you're comfortable, then do the discretionary thing once in a while. But in the short time, do what needs to be done to take care of yourself. So I hope this has been helpful. I have seen a lot of people do really well. My son was in the same position. His roommate, which was his younger brother, moved, and all of a sudden he had double the bills. And he's an artist, and so now he's delivering food. He's been calling me every week, Mom, this is how much I made, what do I need to do? I gave him a budget, but he's just he's artistically minded, not money minded. I said, you need to put back, how much did you make? He told me, I'm going to give you that amount, $550 for a week, working 2 jobs, delivering food. I made $550. Okay, you've got 4 more paychecks till rent is due. You've got to have $1,145. I want you to put $400 back this week. Next week, he's expecting a $350 or $400 check. I said, next week, put $250 back. You have to have an average of $300 per week in your account. And then anything that's left over, I want you to put in savings so that if something happens, you will have that money there. So he has taken that initiative. I'm super proud of him. My mom did sell her condo and is now, I think I mentioned that in this video. I've been helping my mom. She sold her condo. She's moving. Is it hard? Yes, it's hard. she will be saving quite a bit of money. Another friend of mine called me yesterday. She's paid off all of her credit cards. She's been doing side hustle work, doing workshops and things on the side, and using all of that money. She uses her day job money to live on and her side hustle money to pay her debt. So I have another friend who's taken a part-time job to help doing something that she doesn't really enjoy, doing something to get ahead. But what we deserve is to have a home to live in, to have medical care, to have things that we need to take care of ourselves. There are a lot of people in this world who don't even have the opportunities that we have. So when we are acting entitled, if you will, like, oh, well, woe is me, I'm a victim of all of these things that have happened, we're not empowered. And we want to take that victim mentality and turn it into something empowered. What can I do to take back control of my life? I hope this has been helpful to you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you.